look up at the night sky, and there it is, our closest neighbor, the moon. It's been watching over Earth for billions of years, a silent witness to everything we've ever done. From ancient myths to modern science, humans have always been obsessed with it. But here's the big question. Could we actually live there? On paper, it sounds simple. The moon is just a 3-day trip away, practically in our backyard compared to Mars. No endless months of travel, no waiting for perfect planetary alignments. If we're going to settle anywhere beyond Earth, the moon feels like the obvious first step. But the closer you look, the scarier it gets. The moon isn't the cozy, glowing orb we admire from Earth. It's a brutal, airless desert that swings from scorching heat to deadly cold in a matter of hours. And survival there would push the limits of human technology and human courage. So, is living on the moon a dream within reach, or a nightmare waiting to happen? Let's dig deeper. At first glance, the moon looks calm and peaceful. From Earth, it glows like a lantern in the dark sky, steady and predictable. But if you were standing on its surface, you'd realize just how alien and dangerous it really is. For starters, there's no atmosphere. None. That means no air to breathe, no sky to scatter sunlight, and no shield to block radiation from the sun. During the day, temperatures can climb above 250 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to cook metal. At night, they drop to minus 200 degrees. Imagine trying to survive in a place that can boil water and freeze steel within the same cycle. Then there's the ground itself. The moon's surface is covered in regolith, a fine, razor-sharp dust created by billions of years of asteroid impacts. This dust can slice through equipment, clog machinery, and even damage human lungs if inhaled. For astronauts, it's like walking on powdered glass. And let's not forget the silence. On the moon, there's no wind, no rustling leaves, no background hum of life, just your own breath echoing inside a spacesuit. The gravity is only 1/6 of Earth's, which sounds fun at first, until you realize how much it affects your muscles, bones, and long-term health. In short, the moon may be beautiful from afar, but up close, it's one of the harshest environments imaginable. To call it home, humanity would need more than courage. We'd need an entirely new way of living. If setting foot on the moon sounds tough, imagine trying to actually live there day after day. The biggest problem? The basics we take for granted on Earth, air, water, and food, don't exist on the moon. Every single breath, every sip of water, and every bite to eat would have to be brought from Earth or created through advanced technology. That makes survival not just difficult, but incredibly expensive. Radiation is another silent killer. On Earth, our atmosphere and magnetic field protect us from cosmic rays and solar storms. On the moon, there's no such shield. Astronauts would be bombarded daily with dangerous radiation levels that can cause cancer, weaken the body, and damage DNA over time. Any habitat would need thick protection, maybe even underground bunkers carved into lunar rock, just to keep people safe. Then there's gravity, or rather, the lack of it. The moon's gravity is only 1/6 of Earth's. Sure, you could jump higher and carry heavy loads with ease, but over months or years, your muscles and bones would slowly waste away. Doctors worry that living in low gravity could permanently weaken the human body, making long-term health a huge concern. And let's not forget the psychological toll. Imagine living in a tiny, sealed habitat, surrounded by endless gray dust. No blue skies, no oceans, no forests, just silence and darkness. Isolation and monotony could become as dangerous as radiation or dust. The truth is, surviving on the moon isn't just about technology. It's about adapting human life to a place that was never meant for us. And that's where the real challenge begins. So, how do we take this hostile, airless desert and turn it into a place where humans can actually live? The answer lies in technology. Big, bold, cutting-edge solutions that sound almost like science fiction. But many of these ideas are already being tested. NASA, ESA, and even private companies like SpaceX are exploring the concept of lunar habitats. Picture dome-shaped bases covered with thick layers of lunar soil or regolith to block radiation and protect against micrometeorite impacts. Some engineers suggest going even deeper, building underground habitats inside natural lava tubes that stretch beneath the moon's surface. These tunnels, formed by ancient volcanic activity, could offer natural shelter with stable temperatures and built-in protection from radiation. Water, one of the most critical resources, might already be there. Scientists have discovered ice trapped in the shadowed craters near the moon's poles. If we can mine that ice, we could not only drink it, but also split it into hydrogen and oxygen for fuel and breathable air. In other words, the moon could become a gas station for deeper space missions. Energy is another puzzle. With no atmosphere and no weather, solar power could be incredibly efficient. Giant solar farms spread across the surface could collect massive amounts of energy. Some proposals even suggest beaming that power back to Earth, turning the moon into both a home and a power station. And then there's food. Growing crops on the moon sounds crazy, but researchers are experimenting with hydroponics and 3D printed greenhouses that could recycle water and nutrients in a closed loop. The goal: to create a self-sustaining ecosystem where humans don't depend on constant shipments from Earth. Of course, all of this comes with enormous costs and engineering challenges. But step by step, idea by idea, humanity is sketching out a blueprint for living beyond our planet. And if we can pull it off, the moon won't just be a destination. It'll be the launch pad for our next giant leap into the universe. So why go through all this trouble? Why risk lives and spend billions just to plant ourselves on a barren rock in space? The answer lies in both opportunity and danger. The moon could become humanity's ultimate testing ground. If we can build sustainable habitats there, we prove that we can survive off Earth. That experience would pave the way for deeper missions to Mars, to asteroids, maybe even beyond. The Moon is close enough to serve as a practice field, but challenging enough to push the limits of human engineering and endurance. It could also act as a fuel station, a science hub, and even a launch pad for interplanetary travel. Imagine rockets taking off from the Moon's low gravity, carrying supplies into deep space far more efficiently than from Earth. There's also the economic angle, mining the Moon for rare resources, like helium-3, a potential fuel for nuclear fusion, could open an entirely new industry. Whoever leads lunar development could shape the future of energy and space commerce. That means politics will get involved too. The Moon might spark new international partnerships or fierce competition. But every opportunity comes with risk. Living there means constant exposure to radiation, mental strain from isolation, and dependence on fragile technology. A single failure in life support systems could be catastrophic. And let's not ignore the ethical question. Should we alter the Moon? A natural wonder that has inspired humans for millennia, just to suit our needs. The promise is massive. The peril is just as real. And humanity will have to decide if the rewards outweigh the risks. In the end, the Moon is both inviting and terrifying. It's the closest stepping stone to the stars, yet it remains an environment that doesn't forgive mistakes. For every dream of lunar cities glowing under solar domes, there's the harsh reminder that one small error, one broken seal, one power failure could end everything in seconds. But maybe that's exactly why humanity is drawn to it. The Moon challenges us to evolve. It forces us to ask, are we destined to remain bound to Earth forever? Or are we bold enough to build homes on other worlds? Living on the Moon wouldn't just be about survival. It would be about redefining what it means to be human. We'd no longer be a species of one planet, but pioneers of a new frontier. Of course, none of this will be easy. The road ahead is filled with technical, financial, and ethical battles. But the first giant leap was made back in 1969, when humans proved we could touch the Moon. The next leap will be far harder, learning how to stay there. So the question isn't just can we live on the Moon? It's should we? And if the answer is yes, then the future of humanity might already be waiting just 238,000 miles away. What do you think? Are we ready to turn the Moon into our second home? Or is it a dream too dangerous to chase? Drop your thoughts below, because the future of space might just begin with this very question.